Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, aunts and uncles and cousins, of course, and nanas and papas, or if you prefer, grandmothers and grandfathers, and baseball fans everywhere. Welcome to this Game 2 of the 2019 season. Yep, this is about to wrap up our 2020 rewind season because we're almost done with the 2019 season. And believe it or not, we're out of baseball, almost. There's one more game at least left. So here to tell you about that is the crew. We got Jordan, Aaron, and John. Everybody's here. Guest star, John's guest starring. Very nice. All right, Aaron, set the stage for us. What happened in Game 1 for anybody who hasn't had a chance? It's watching them backwards. So I'm sorry. I'm going to digress for a second. You know I hate this. But there's the people that read novels that always read the last page first. Is there anyone in baseball that watches the last game first and then goes back to watch the previous games? Or is that just in fiction?
Well, I don't think usually you have that option. Usually the season's happening in real time and you can't go back and watch the last game first. So I don't know. We'd have to put a poll out and see what happens with
only in the world of the rewind season. Yeah, well, this is the first opportunity, right? We're the first.
Go back to 2008 when the Phillies won the World Series. I have gone back to watch that clinching game multiple times since then. So
But you didn't go back and watch the rest of the season through after that. No, you just watched the one game you knew you guys won.
Yeah. Well, Matt Stairs home run against the Dodgers. I watched that too.
If I can say something, I have gone back to watch the 2016 Cubs. And then after Rajai Davis scared me, and I know we won, then I'll go back and watch the regular season highlights. So it's not such a crazy concept, maybe. There's weirdos like me, but
no, I love it. Aaron's kept me honest all season, and as we get down to the Game 2 of the championship season, it's only fair that you be consistent and do the same thing. Anyway, so set the stage for us, Aaron. What happened in Game 1? What do people need to know going into Game 2?
Game 1, Tom Sox, they came out. Their offense, as usual, they defeated Strasburg 11-8, so they do lead the series 1-0. They did, obviously, we mentioned it earlier, make their third straight appearance in the finals. And tonight they're looking to come out and seal the deal in 2 games with the sweep.
Yeah, with the sweep. Let's just talk about the sweep for a second, John. And if this isn't fair, you can say, skip me and go to Jordan. I'm just curious. We've had a couple games go the whole series, go 3 games. Stanton was one. Is there any stat on how many of the playoff games tend to get are sweep versus they'll go the full 3-game series?
I could do that research for you. I do not have those numbers in front of me right now. The biggest one that we saw this year was when Stanton upset Waynesboro in the first round, 2-0. It's weird. Like the higher seeded team is home first. So if the visiting team, if the lower seeded team can win that first game, that second game then is at their ballpark. And so it often, obviously it hinges on the first game or it wouldn't be a sweep. But I think maybe the format helps set that up a little bit for the Valley League. I'll have to run those numbers at some point.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I've been in and around the league now since I guess 16. I don't remember a ton of 3-game series, but they clearly have happened. All right, enough about that. We'll dig up that stat for you in the 2021 season. How about that? Jordan, talk to us a little bit about this game. And by the way, we're going to bring you the whole game. These guys played all season to get here. It'd be unfair to you and to them to truncate that and fast forward through it. If you want to do that on YouTube, you know where that button is. But we're going to bring you the whole game and give you the opportunity to live it in real time. But we're going to clean it up. We're going to take out some of the dead air and clean up some of the other stuff so you don't have to suffer through that. But what should fans be looking for in this game? Jordan?
Yeah, Graham, you know what? I find it so weird that I've said that word a couple times in this already. That's strange. Almost said weird again. No. We've alluded to the Charlottesville offense, not just all the regular season. The podcasts have been full of offensive stories with Charlottesville. Postseason in particular, we've really seen Charlottesville take off. It's only continued. They haven't stopped since the regular season ended. It's just been one long continuation. This offense has not slowed down. And then you get to tonight, where it turns out we get a pitcher's duel in the fate for the VBL crown, and with the game 3 impending as well. And I want to go ahead and pull out that there were only 2 pitchers tonight that played out for the Charlottesville Tom Sox, and it was actually the reliever that played longer than the starter. Cardin Malone came in this game. He only had 3 2/3 innings on the mound tonight, and not a bad performance from him. But for the remainder of the game, when you look at the 5 1/3 inning remaining, that Sam Crawford comes in tonight. Fans, if we can get the editing team to go ahead and put that one last little graphic that they put near my head, wherever they choose to. Yeah, you know what? Sam Crawford is really the guy that sticks out for me tonight in this ball game. Comes in, only 5 hits allowed during his tenure tonight on the mound. So, and again, one thing that we've also alluded to over the season is dealing with pressure. And I think, if anything, when you have a Charlottesville game where we talked about, it's odd when the offense just isn't clicking at every at-bat, which we've seen them do so many times this season. And then the pressure with, hey, championship on the line. I think Crawford had a fantastic game tonight for Charlottesville. And for the final time this season, he gets my final player shout out, Graham.
Yeah, the final shout out to Sam Crawford. We did a interview with Sam. So if you go back to the early rewind about 6 weeks ago, we had a great chance. Aaron got a chance to sit down with Sam and talk to him. Super smart guy, was here working on flying cars. I know it's called some aerial private vehicle navigation or something like that. But anyway, super smart guy and clearly very talented with the baseball. John, I was at this game. I know you were too. What stands out about this game 2 matchup? It was, by the way, it was in Charlottesville.
In Charlottesville, that's right. Really, much more. The game was much more in control than game 1 was. It wasn't, in game 1 there was a big comeback, so a large lead was lost. There were some bad fielding. Game 2 didn't have that, but it did have Sam Crawford really finishing the game off with gusto. I don't know, Graham, if you remember when the 9th inning started, Sam was throwing harder and harder and harder. It seemed every pitch he was just letting it all go, and that was kind of neat to see. Another really weird thing, and I don't think this is on the video probably, but we had the biggest thunderstorm right when this game ended. It was crazy, and it kind of took away from the celebration a little bit. Like, we had to all run for our cars because it felt like we were all about to die with this thunderstorm. So that was a little crazy too. By the way, Graham, you want to hear about some of the sweeps?
Yeah, I do. Tell me.
2018, so each year there are 4 first rounders, 2 semifinals, and then a finals. So 7 total. In 2018, there was only 1 series out of the 7 that went a full 3 games. And then in 2017, there were 4 of the 7 that went the full 3 games. So it looks like maybe sweeps happen more often than what we realize.
Well, as Aaron pointed out, I remember double headers being, they always split them, and Aaron kept going, well, this one they didn't split. Well, this one they didn't split. She has kept me honest and made me humble. But I'm a better man for it. I'm going to come out and I'm going to say I'm a better man for it. I was going to bring up that thunderstorm, by the way. We were watching that thing come through Charlottesville, and it was like 30 minutes out, and they still had games to play, and it's aluminum bleachers out there, and it's all kinds of nightmare. And, it was intense to say the least. And you're right. It did put a little damper on the end of this game. But hey, Jordan, I love how you always talk about our graphics team and how they put the little things around your head to highlight the players. I hope that they will put a few thought bubbles around my head as we wrap up our podcast. One is my indebtedness to you guys for sticking with me and for helping bring the excitement of the Valley League to fans. I'm grateful for your effort. It takes a lot of time and commitment to track down players who are on broken down buses to, record these podcasts. Your professionalism and, just your commitment to the league and these players and the sport that's played here. Part of our mission for the Valley League is to promote baseball, to provide family entertainment, but also to give these players a chance to see what it's like to play in the league. We weren't able to do that this year, but we were able to show you what it's like to be in this league. And we hope when we're back in action, you will join us. Aaron, I see you raised your hand on the Zoom meeting.
Hi. Yeah, I just wanted to give an update. So you said that I interviewed Sam Crawford. He came in big time in this game. And I actually, very small world, ran across him last week. Very weird. I go to this park that's near my house to work out, and I've been seeing this guy there practicing pitching, comes out with a camera, sets it up on a tripod, goes through his stuff, and he's been on the baseball field. I've been out on the other field, and so I've seen him in the distance. But finally, I got close enough, and he was wearing a Georgia Tech shirt, and it was actually Sam Crawford, and he has been out there very religiously all summer working on his craft. So even though he's not playing anywhere, he's still working on his game.
Yeah, well, that is really exciting. By the way, I did give a shout out to Jordan for his wordsmithing the other night with the expression. I thought that was a really nice touch. I do want to throw out my Aaron highlight from the season, which was the reenactment. I used to work for America's Most Wanted, and I did lots of reenactments with those guys. I've never seen a baseball reenactment. I'm pretty sure yours was the first. I think that was super cool. That it will be one of my Aaron highlights from this year. And John, my highlight for you will be the commitment you bring to the league, joining us, and the intense and incredible effort you put into your annual. Anything else anybody else want to raise a hand? All right, then we're going to wrap this up. We hope you, by looking back at the season, whether it's in 2019, 2020, 21, whenever, get a chance to look back at this stuff. You'll get a chance to really see what the Valley Baseball League is about. You'll get a chance to meet the players who played here, whether it's a Sam Perlazzo or a Sam Crawford. You get a chance to see what they think of the league, the reps they got in here. You could see it for yourself. And we hope this stands as a testament to what the Valley Baseball League has been to the players that have come before and the players who will come after. For Jordan, Aaron, and John and myself, and the league and all the teams of this league, I want to say a final good night. And I want to let you know I will continue to wish you all perfect health and wish you all a speedy return to the baseball diamond. And that means when we're all back in action. Until then, good night, everybody.
Has finished up his warm-up pitches here at Seafood Weekly Ballpark. A packed house here, and this might be the most populated we have seen the ballpark since the 4th of July. Everyone coming out to witness history here as the Tom Sox look to win Game 2 and win the 2019 Valley Baseball League Championship. Leading off for the Express is Griffin Chaney. Griffin Chaney comes out of Georgia State, batting .252 on the season. 35 hits, 4 home runs, and 18 RBIs. As Malone delivers the first pitch for a strike to Cal Greenfield. Second pitch on the way from Malone is just out the strike zone for a ball.
Talking to Malone pregame, and he's not a guy that gets nervous. So even though it's a very big game, probably one of the biggest he's pitched in his young career, he said it won't get to him.
Malone still looking to rebound after those painful back spasms that sidelined him the last time he was at the plate. As Malone winds up and delivers, and that one is fouled off by Chaney. So the count will even up at 2-2. But Malone thought that his summer was done after the spasms and went down and actually saw him in the dugout. It was a very painful experience as he was stretched out by one of the Tom Sox trainers. But he thought his summer was done, and here we are now in Game 2 of the VBL Championship with him on the mound. So the count is 2-2 now for Chaney. As Malone winds up and delivers, and this one is hit over the head of Fedgie Johnson into left field. Harwood picks it up and throws it back in the infield, but a leadoff single for Griffin Chaney to get things going for the Express as Bryson Horn, the number 2 hitter, comes up to bat. Horn from Columbus State, batting .333 on the season.
It's not the start Malone or the Tom Sox we're looking for here in this ball game. The last thing you want to do is give this Express team any more confidence at the plate than they already have.
This is an Express team that looks very, very good on the stat sheet, a lot of home runs, but of course they do play at a much smaller ballpark than what we see throughout the rest of the VBL. As the first pitch is on the way for Malone, and for a second it looked like Horn was set up to bunt there, but he'll take the first pitch for a ball.
Doesn't look like Malone is fully comfortable out there, still trying to work out that back a little bit. Just hope it doesn't get too tight.
Getting some instruction from Robbie Swab in the dugout as he delivers for the second pitch, and this one is going to be popped straight up. Going after it is Malone, and he'll back off. And McDyer able to make the grab. So the first out is on the board for the Tom Sox. Malone with a little bit more of a cushion now, and now the number 3 hitter, Sony DeCharia, is up to bat for the Express. He comes out of Stanford batting .329, one of the best batters on this team, and not a guy that Malone wants to face in this situation with the runner already on base.
He's happy that at least there's one out on the board now. Runner didn't advance, so definitely more of a favorable situation to face such a fearless hitter.
DeCharia comes in with 11 home runs, 46 RBIs, a guy that's been around for the entirety of the season with the Express, but that first pitch from Malone is on the way for strike one. DeCharia gets set in the box. Malone set on the mound, winds up, delivers. Swing and a miss from DeCharia. Quick 2 strikes for Malone. And all of a sudden, DeCharia finding himself way behind in this count.
Very big for Malone to get ahead of the count against a great hitter. It's going to be a big theme of the night. These Tom Sox pitchers have to get ahead in the count early on.
Malone gets set, winds up, delivers. That one outside for ball 1. Looked like he was trying to get DeCharia to swing out of his shoes for that one.
Definitely don't want to give DeCharia something he can work with because, as we have seen before, he has the ability to go yard with any swing of the bat.
Malone gets set, delivers. That one's going to be low for ball 2. So the count even at 2-2, and DeCharia fighting his way back in this count. This fans still streaming in here at Seawood Weekly Ballpark. Encourage you to come out if you're listening to this from home. Malone gets set. Delivery, and that one is going to be fouled over the Tom Sox batting cage. So the count will remain at 2-2 as DeCharia steps out of the batter's box and tries to loosen himself up a little bit.
I think he recognizes this is a very important at-bat. First inning, both teams trying to set the tone for the rest of the game, see if he can get on base.
DeCharia gets set. Malone tries to pick off Cheney over at first, but is unable to get it in time. Francisco able to make the recovery there. So the count is 2-2 with 1 out on the board here as Malone gets set on the mound. Malone delivery also outside. That's going to go past the glove of Cal Greenfield, and Cheney will advance to second. So now a runner in scoring position after a passed ball by Cal Greenfield, and a problem that's plagued the Tom Sox throughout this season.
It really has. And it's something you see very common in summer ball at any level. Just these pitchers and catchers haven't worked that often together. And chemistry is so important when you're doing that. And sometimes when there's lack of chemistry, you have more pass balls and wild pitches.
So full count now at 3-2, 1 out on the board. Payoff pitch on the way from Malone. Malone checks Cheney at second. That one is going to be chopped foul down the left field line. So the count will stay at 3-2, and Malone will get one last chance to end this at-bat.
All of a sudden, this at-bat got even more important for both teams right now. Again, trying to set the tone early on.
Malone gets set. Cheney taking a generous lead over at second. He delivers and catches. Sony DeCharia swinging. So 2 outs on the board now for Malone. His first strikeout of the day, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time for the Tom Sox.
Huge strikeout right there from Malone and the Tom Sox. Not only does it get the second out of the inning, it builds his confidence that, hey, I was able to take on their best hitter, and I beat him in a great matchup. So he's gonna need to do some more of that here as he faces another great hitter.
2 outs on the board for the Tom Sox in the top of the first. Up to bat, Tyler Johnson from Eastern Oklahoma State Junior College. Comes in today's game batting .322, and again, one of the best hitters on this team as that ball falls out of the glove of Cal Greenfield, but he recovers it, and the count will go 1-0. Greenfield is back in the catcher position, was replaced briefly by James Ingram from Johns Hopkins, but Ingram's summer is over, and he is back at school warming up for this upcoming season, so Greenfield has resumed his spot at catcher. Malone gets set, delivers. That ball is going to be low for ball 2. Greenfield looked like he was going to try and make a pickoff play at second as Cheney was on his way to third, taking a generous lead there, but he will retreat back to second. And now a 2-0 count with 2 outs for Malone, who's trying to fight back here and get the third out of this inning. Malone delivers, and that one look to be just outside of the strike zone. Count quickly goes 3-0. Malone way behind here as Johnson gets set back in the box. Ball 4 on the way for Johnson, so he will take his place at first base, and Malone now in danger here with 2 runners on, a runner in scoring position in the form of Griffin Chaney on second, and now Zach Scott up to bat here. Zach Scott from Florida Southern, batting .293 on the season with 5 home runs, 32 RBIs, but Malone just needs something here to get that third out and get the Sox out of this inning.
Looked like one of the situations where Malone recognized with 2 outs, first base was open. You have such a great hitter up to bat. Maybe you don't want to give him anything he can work with, and you're okay losing that batter and try to win the next one.
Malone delivers that one also in the dirt for ball 1. Malone just really losing grasp of the ball there as he rubs some dirt on his hands to try and get some more traction. It looks like there's going to be a mound conference now between just Kyle Greenfield and Malone. Coach Hunt will stay in the dugout for this one as Malone and Greenfield figure a way to get out of this inning.
This is very big for the Tom Sox right here. Don't want to fall behind early against a team that puts up so many runs. It's so hard to come back if they keep scoring, so got to get out of the inning with minimal to no damage for the Tom Sox.
Looks like they're going to ask for a bag of rosin from the bullpen as Francisco recovers that and brings it over to the pitcher's mound for Cardin Malone to use. But that looked to be really the big issue for the Tom Sox, is Malone just losing control of his ball. And you saw those balls in the dirt. That's not something we've seen from Malone this season at all.
He's not been a guy who struggled with control. So, again, it has been a very hot and humid day here in Charlottesville, so seems to be struggling to grip the ball. Let's hope the bag of rosin helps him out a little bit.
And, of course, I'm sure a little sweaty with all the nerves coming into this pivotal game, too, as Johnson gets set. Or, excuse me, Scott gets set. And it looked like the rosin bag helped there as the count goes back to 1-1 with a strike down the middle from Cardin Malone.
It's big by Malone to bounce back right there, get a strike in, get a 1-1 count, not fall behind again.
Scott gets set. The pitch on the way from Malone. Going to be outside for ball 2. Malone set on the mound. Malone delivers. That ball is going to be low. A check swing from Scott. He did not go all the way, so count now at 3-1, and Malone in danger of losing the bases or loading the bases here.
Really can't afford to walk this guy like he did the last one and load the bases against a great hitting team.
Malone gets set in the mound, delivers, and this one is going to be popped straight up. Going after it is Francisco. This one just hovering over first base, and Francisco will get it for the third out of the inning, so no blood drawn by the Strasburg Express. The Tom Sox to get on the board and open this thing up when we're back on the Valley Baseball League Network.
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. A once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000.
This is a testament to why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman back here on the Valley Baseball League Network for the bottom of the first inning here at Seafood Weekly Ballpark. The Tom Sox held off a run from the Strasburg Express stranding 2 runners. Now the Tom Sox get their chance to get on the board, setting the defense for the Express. Holden Fielder is at catcher, Tyler Johnson at first, Brett Hawkins at second, Josiah Ortiz at shortstop, Zach Scott at third base, Bryson Horn in left field, Griffin Chaney in center, and Hunter Blaylock in right field. And leading things off for the Tom Sox none other than the center fielder Paul Giacomazzi, who's been on his own hot streak the past couple of games.
He's been a late addition to the Tom Sox, but seeing the ball really well in his time here in Charlottesville.
Giacomazzi comes into today's game with 5 RBIs on the season, late addition from Rhodes, as he takes the first pitch from pitcher Jordan Patterson for a ball. Patterson comes in today's game from Hood College with an ERA of 7.20 and a 0-0 record. Giacomazzi fouls the second pitch from Patterson into the parking lot and will foul that one as well. So the count quickly going 1-2. And the Tom Sox in danger of putting their first out on the board here. Patterson gets set on the mound, gets his signal from fielder. He'll deliver to Giacomazzi, and this one fouled into the parking lot as well. So the count will stay at 1-2 after 3 consecutive foul balls from the Rhodes College product.
Nice job by Giacomazzi to fight back right there. See if he can get something he likes later in the count.
Patterson will deliver, and that one is going to just dribble over to Zach Scott at third base, and it goes straight through his glove. So a leadoff single for Paul Giacomazzi.
That ball actually bounced off third base to go
Wow.
back into play and stay fair, so it's a fair ball. Unfortunate for the Express, but very fortunate if you're the Tom Sox. All of a sudden, you got the leadoff batter on base, and you have a great heart of the order coming up.
And that is all too familiar for an Express team that really blew the game last night with that 5-run lead just off of errors. It was errors purely that gave the Tom Sox that Game 1 win. Thomas Francisco now up to bat for the Sox. Don't really need to say more about him, the East Carolina product and the guy that's been the heart and soul of this Tom Sox offense for his stint here in Charlottesville. Patterson delivers, and that one is going to be hit straight through the glove of the second baseman, Brett Hawkins. On the way to third is Paul Giacomazzi, and a single from Thomas Francisco will put runners on the corners for the Tom Sox.
This is exactly the type of start the Tom Sox were looking for. Attack Patterson early and often, a guy who comes in with a slightly high ERA of 7.2 on the season. Score runs early, make them go to their bullpen, try to win the ball game.
That ball going just past the glove of Hawkins as he dived with an outstretched hand to try and nab that one. Instead, it ends up in the glove of Griffin Chaney, the center fielder. Runners on the corners now for the number 3 hitter, Trey McDyer from Liberty. McDyer, another guy that's heated up towards the end of the season for the Sox, and a guy that's been around for this whole season. As Patterson delivers, and the first pitch is a strike.
Yeah, he's guy batting .313 on the year, 150 at-bats, so definitely not a small sample size. Been here from basically the start of the season. Very, very consistent for the Tom Sox at the plate and in the field.
And Patterson facing a tough situation as he heads to the heart of this Tom Sox lineup as McDyer swings and misses there for strike 2. On deck is Dan Harwood, and following him will be Parker Nolan, the designated hitter. So a quick 0-2 count for Trey McDyer. He falls behind Patterson here, and Patterson looking to get his first out on the board and get a little bit of a cushion here in the bottom of the first as he checks Francisco over at first base, who dives back just in time.
The Tom Sox have struggled with leaving runners on base this season, but with runners on the corners and nobody out in the heart of your order up to bat, you cannot afford to not put a couple runs on the board here.
Swing and a miss there from McDyer. So the first strikeout of the day for Patterson couldn't come at a better time. Tom Sox still runners on the corners, but now 1 out on the board as Dan Harwood comes up to bat for the Sox. Harwood out of the College of Worcester is, again, like McDyer, been around for the whole season and has made his impact on this organization.
Yeah, he's been here from the start, a guy who's been a great guy in the clubhouse, really helps boost team morale, always there for his teammates, always giving it his all on the field.
Once again, Patterson will check Francisco over at first. Giacomazzi taking a slight lead over at third. On deck is Parker Nolan, following him Alex Veggie Johnson, so a pair of Davidson Wildcats will follow up Dan Harwood here as Patterson delivers, and that ball is going to be just in the strike zone for strike 1.
Seems as though Patterson has found a bit of a groove out there, hitting the strike zone, struck out the last batter. Really nice pitch in there for strike 1.
Patterson gets the signal from catcher Holden Fielder. He'll wind up and deliver, and that one is going to be hit into center field by Harwood. Going after it is the center fielder Griffin Chaney, and that bounces off of his glove. Giacomazzi comes home, and holding up at third is Thomas Francisco. Harwood with a double to bring the first run home for the Tom Sox, and now a 1-0 lead for the Sox here in the bottom of the first.
Exactly the start the Tom Sox were looking for, and again, they still have runners on second and third with only one out, so a chance to build on it. Very smart by Coach Cogswell, third base coach, to not send Thomas Francisco home right there. No reason to get thrown out at home when you still have your 4 and 5 hitter coming up to bat with runners in scoring position here in the first.
Francisco did a good job of stopping him there. Looked like Giacomazzi was trying to wave him home after crossing home plate, but now 2 runners in scoring position, and one of the latest additions to this Tom Sox roster, Parker Nolan, up to bat here for the Sox as he takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Second pitch is chopped foul by Nolan, so the count will go 1-1.
Nolan, one of those guys from Davidson. Wildcats, very, very familiar place for Tom Sox fans, obviously. They've had a player out of Davidson College every year since the team's founding in 2015. This year, he is one of 4 Wildcats to suit up for the Tom Sox.
A heck of a Davidson group here in Charlottesville this summer. Walker Mwale, Luke Burton, Alex Fedgy Johnson, now Parker Nolan have all made big contributions to the team this summer. As Nolan ducking out of the way to preventing getting hit by the ball there, so the count will go 2-1 as Patterson delivers, and wow, catches Nolan swinging out of his shoes there, so the count will even up at 2-2, and the Tom Sox in danger of putting their second out on the board in the form of a strikeout.
Patterson definitely fooled him there. That would have been ball 3, but Nolan still swung.
That pitch from Patterson bounces out of the glove of fielder. Both runners will hold up, and the count will run full at 3-2. So a payoff pitch on the way here from Patterson, a pitch that could potentially dictate the rest of this game.
Definitely this early on, runners on second and third, huge pitch.
That one fouled straight back into the fence by Nolan, so we'll have another chance here with the count full at 3-2. Patterson catching a break there. Madison Furman with the prestigious job of collecting all the foul balls here as he trots back to the Tom Sox dugout. Patterson gets set and delivers to Nolan, who will hit that one up in the air towards center. Running towards it is Cheney, and tagging up is Francisco as he takes off towards home. Is the throw in time? He slides in, and he is safe for the second run of this first inning for the Sox. So a 2-0 lead quickly on board for Charlottesville, and 2 outs now thanks to the sac fly from Parker Nolan.
Yeah, that throw was just a little bit off from Cheney in center field. If he throws it a little bit to the left, it looks like Francisco may have been thrown out. Either way, great job by Nolan to do his job, put that ball in play, give the Tom Sox a chance to add their second run, and they do.
Up to bat, a guy that has made contributions on both offense and defense for this Tom Sox team since he arrived in Charlottesville, Alex Fedgy Johnson, the shortstop, and can't say enough about this kid.
He is a great guy, obviously, as you said, again, from the College of Davidson, so the Wildcat connection is strong here in Charlottesville.
And a guy who doesn't show up on the stat sheet a lot, but makes some very athletic plays at shortstop that we don't see here on the roster in front of us.
He looks like a young Derek Jeter out there sometimes.
He follows in a very solid line of shortstops for the Tom Sox this year. Greg Ryan, Kevin Madden, to name a few, and now Fedgy Johnson. As he goes up 2-0 in this count with 2 outs and a lone runner on second.
You're a big Greg Ryan fan because he taught you how to field a ground ball.
That was a very fun experience. That one is hit very hard down the left field foul line, so the count will balance out at 2-1.
If you want to learn more about what I'm talking about and even see it, head on over to YouTube, check out Tom Sox TV, scroll through a couple pages, and you'll find Greg Ryan teaching Crawford Humphreys how to field a ground ball.
That pitch from Patterson is called strike, so the count evens up at 2-2 with 2 outs. Patterson with a chance here to get the Express out of this destructive bottom of the first. That ball will go past the glove of Holden Fielder, so now Dan Harwood stands at third, 90 feet from the third run of this first inning for the Sox. And Fedgy Johnson walks it out a little bit, now gets set back in the batter's box with a little more on the line here in this at-bat.
You've seen Patterson also struggling with control, something we saw from Malone in the top of the first.
Patterson gets set and delivers. That one is going to be chopped towards the second baseman, Brett Hawkins. He makes a throw to first, and that will be the third out of the inning for the Tom Sox, but not before they get on the board first. The score is 2-0 as we head to the second inning of play here in Charlottesville.
If you're buying, you gotta see Ryan at Stephen Toyota, where every new Toyota car, truck, van, and SUV is smile priced now to save you more. And every certified used Toyota on the lot is also smile priced at Stephen Toyota, where you get more for your trade, more credit options to help you get approved, and exceptional service after the sale, too. If you're buying, you gotta see Ryan at Stephen Toyota.
Humphreys and Nick Grossman here for the second inning of play. Tom Sox with an early 2-0 lead as Malone is back on the mound for his second inning of action. Up to bat for the Express is Josiah Ortiz, and he will hit the first ball back towards the fence foul. And the count will go 0-1 as Corey Hunt runs out to collect that foul ball and bring it back to the dugout.
Madison Furman must be sleeping out there.
Second pitch is fouled back by Ortiz, so the count quickly going 0-2 in favor of the pitcher, Carter Malone, as he looks to hold the Express scoreless in his second inning of work. Malone winds up and delivers. That ball just a little high, so the count will go 1-2.
This would be big for Malone to retire the first batter to start the inning.
Malone delivers. Ortiz ducking out of the way to prevent getting hit by that ball, so the count will even up at 2-2. That pitch out of the strike zone as well for Carter Malone. So the count will go full at 3-2.
After getting ahead in the count 0-2, it's not exactly ideal to fall behind 3-2, and then he loses him and eventually walks him.
So ball 4 will be pitched by Malone, so he will now lose the first batter to a walk. So Ortiz will take his place at first base, and now up to bat Holden Fielder, number 15 for Strasburg. Fielder comes into today's game out of Lynchburg, batting .364, 8 RBIs, and 1 home run. Malone getting set, using that rosin bag just a little bit more. As Fielder steps into the box, first pitch of this at-bat on the way from Malone, and it will be right down the middle for a strike.
Malone doing a great job of getting that first pitch in for a strike, but he's got to work to be more consistent later on in the at-bat.
Malone getting set quickly here, and he will check Ortiz over at first. Francisco not able to make the tag in time. Ortiz sliding back in there, and now Malone will get set here for the second pitch of the at-bat. Malone set on the mound, delivers to the pitcher Greenfield. This one is going to be belted out into left field. Getting under it is Dan Harwood, and he will get the first out of the inning for the Sox.
That ball is well struck. May have gone out if this game was a road game for the Tom Sox, but isn't out, so we have one out on the board.
Strasburg plays in a much smaller field dimension-wise than what we see in the rest of the Valley League. Malone with a little bit of a cushion now, one out on the board. Still a runner on first in the form of Ortiz. And Hunter Blaylock up to bat now for the Express. Blaylock out of Mississippi State, so one of the many SEC players between these two teams. Batting .281 on the season, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs, and he will take the first pitch from Malone for strike 1. Blaylock getting set, Ortiz taking a little bit of a lead over on first as Malone delivers. Swing and a miss from Blaylock in a quick 0-2 hole.
Malone ahead in the count again. Can't afford to lose this batter like he did 2 batters ago. He's got to retire him while he's ahead 0-2.
Blaylock gets set, back in the box, a couple of practice swings. And now Malone gets a signal he likes from the catcher Greenfield. He will deliver, and that pitch is going to be fouled over the Tom Sox batting cage, so the count will stay at 0-2 with 1 out on the board for the Tom Sox here in the top of the second.
Nice piece of defensive hitting right there by Blaylock. Fight off a pitch he didn't necessarily love, down 0-2 in the count. See if he can get something he likes here.
Blaylock set in the box, awaiting the pitch from Malone, who delivers, and that one is going to be hit in the gap between left and center. Diving after it is Giacomazzi, and that one will go through his glove. So now runners on first and second for the Express. Giacomazzi unable to make the diving catch there. Athletic play there from Giacomazzi as he jumped out to make that catch. Unable to make it. He's made plenty of those, though, this season.
Tom Sox have been blessed with very athletic outfielders this year. Guys patrolling the outfield, being their pitchers' best friends, tracking down fly balls, line drives.
And now Malone in a tough spot here. Same spot he was in the top of the first. Runners on first and second. Facing the ninth hitter, Brett Hawkins. First pitch from Malone is going to be called ball one.
This would be big for Strasburg if they could bounce back after falling behind 2-0 early in the first inning. Get some runs of their own here and get on the board.
Brett Hawkins comes out of Young Harris, batting .279 with 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. He is going to hit that one directly into the glove of McDyer. Double play on the way for the Tom Sox, and they are able to make it. McDyer turns the double play. McDyer to Garza, Garza to Francisco, and a quick 2 outs there for the Sox. Sox continue to hold the Express scoreless. The Express once again strand 2 runners, and the Tom Sox look to add on to their 2-0 lead. We're back with the bottom of the second. And Nick Grossman here, back for the bottom of the second on the Valley Baseball League Network. The Tom Sox holding the Express scoreless for the second straight inning, and now leading things off for the Sox on offense is Ramon Garza. First pitch from Patterson all the way, and Garza will swing at that and hit that through the gap between first and second. So a leadoff single for Garza to get things going here, and it's like the Tom Sox never left.
Tom Sox looking to follow that recipe that was so successful for them in the bottom of the first, where the leadoff batter gets on with a single, and then they just work from there and get some runs on the board.
Garza, one of the many Ivy Leaguers the Tom Sox have had throughout their history. And now up to bat for the Sox is none other than fan favorite Brock Edge out of the University of Florida.
Fan favorite, I'd even say intern favorite.
Patterson delivers, and first pitch will be hit again by the Sox. Brock Edge taking off towards first. And now 2 runners on after just 2 pitches from Patterson here in the bottom of the second.
Sox are wasting no time attacking Patterson right now. They're seeing pitches they like. First pitch of that bat doesn't matter. They're seeing what they like and taking advantage of it. All of a sudden they have 2 base runners on board with nobody out here in the bottom of the second.
Edge actually conducted a little bit of a science experiment before today's game for his nutrition class at the University of Florida, and had a couple of his teammates help him out, and hoping he gets a good grade on that for sure.
He was saying there's no fooling his teammates. They did a blind taste test using apple juice, and 3 of his teammates got every question right, so he said they're smarter than they look.
Cal Greenfield gets set here, the catcher today, also from the University of Florida, so back-to-back Florida Gators batting, and he will take the first pitch from Patterson for a strike. Greenfield comes into today's game batting .091, 1 home run, and 6 RBIs. Taking over that spot from James Ingram from Johns Hopkins, who took over the catching position for a little bit during his short time here in Charlottesville, as Greenfield sets up to bunt, and will take that pitch low for ball 1.
Greenfield has not looked very comfortable bunting at the plate so far. Both of those attempts, he kind of stuck the bat out there, hoping that he makes contact. We'll see what he can do with pitch number 3.
Greenfield gets set, also set up to bunt, and that ball low as well. So the count goes 2-1 for Greenfield. On deck is Paul Giacomazzi at the top of the Tom Sox order. So the Tom Sox looking in good shape here, and Patterson in a tough situation. Greenfield will set up to bunt as well, and that one is going to be bunted foul. So the count will even up at 2-2.
That's going to drive Coach Hunt crazy right there. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Cannot successfully lay down a bunt. All of a sudden now with 2 strikes, we'll have to swing here.
So the count is 2-2, no outs for Patterson to work with, but a big pitch here as he winds up and delivers, and a check swing from Greenfield, and they're going to say he didn't go through with it, so the count will run full at 3-2. Big payoff pitch on the way for Patterson as he looks to stop the Tom Sox run here in the bottom of the second.
This is huge for both teams right now. Again, trying to set the tone early on here.
That one is going to be chopped foul by Greenfield as he tries to stay alive in this at-bat. So Patterson will get another shot here with the payoff pitch. Count 3-2. Brock Edge on first. Ramon Garza on second. And the Tom Sox looking to add to their 2-0 lead. Patterson delivers and catches Greenfield swinging there. So the first out on the board in the form of a strikeout for Patterson. And now a little bit more of a cushion to work with as he heads to the top of this Tom Sox lineup with Paul Giacomazzi up to bat.
If you're Coach Hunt and the Tom Sox right here, do you bunt with one out, Giacomazzi up, when you know that the best hitter in the entire VBL is on deck in Thomas Francisco, get him 2 runners in scoring position, try to extend that lead to 4-0?
We'll see what they choose to do here, but you've seen how well Giacomazzi can hit the ball and how quick he is as well as he takes that first pitch from Patterson for a strike. No intention there to bunt. We'll see what happens in this at-bat, though.
Well, my thought is with that speed, there's a chance he bunts for a hit as well, and all of a sudden you have the bases loaded for Francisco.
Patterson delivers the second pitch of this at-bat. That one called strike as well. So a quick 0-2 hole for Giacomazzi here as he looks to keep the Tom Sox alive with a runner in scoring position and a runner on first. Giacomazzi gets set the pitch from Patterson. That one is going to be hit through the same hole as Brock Edge in between first and second. Rounding third is Ramon Garza, play at the plate, and he is called safe. It looked like a very 50-50 call as fielder put the glove on him, looked to be in time there, but Garza scampers across home plate. And now a 3-1 lead for the Sox. Runners on first and second, an RBI single for Giacomazzi.
You call that a 50-50 call. I call that 100% a great slide right there by Ramon Garza. Goes right in under the tag. I have a great view from right here. I can tell you, Crawford, he was safe. Great play by Ramon. Looks like the throw did beat him, but he slides right in under that tag right there at home plate.
The catcher fielder very upset after that call, looking towards his dugout, expecting the Strasburg manager to go and have a conversation with the umpire, but he will not. And now Thomas Francisco up to bat for the Sox. He'll take the first pitch for a strike with runners on first and second and just one out on the board.
I think the Strasburg manager staying in the dugout right there says it all, and he realizes that Tom Sox base runner was safe.
Patterson delivers. The curveball is going to be outside, so the count will even up at 1-1. Francisco going to get on base once again in today's game. As Patterson with just one out now facing heart of this Tom Sox lineup. This one is hit into center. Going after it is Griffin Chaney, and both runners will hold up at first and second. So the second out of the board after a fly out from Francisco. And up to bat now, Trey McDyer, another guy who was able to get on base for the Toms, or actually struck out in the bottom of the first, looking to get on base for the first time today.
Yeah, looking to bounce back from that strikeout in a big way right here. Extend that Tom Sox lead to 4-0. And if you give this Tom Sox pitching staff a 4-run lead, I know Coach Hunt feels very comfortable in his starter and his relievers that they could get the job done. So this would be very huge for the Tom Sox if they could grab that early commanding lead.
2 outs on the board. As McDyer gets set, the pitch from Patterson is going to be outside for a strike. McDyer getting set. Pitch from Patterson. Swing and a miss there from McDyer. So he went golfing there, swung low for that one, and the count evens up at 1-1.
We've seen Patterson fool some of these Tom Sox batters pretty badly tonight with pitches that were clearly out of the strike zone. That ball in the dirt, but that curve has just been so nasty that the Tom Sox hitters can't help themselves sometimes.
Patterson delivers for strike 2 there. So the count goes 1-2, and McDyer in danger of putting a third out on the board for the Sox here in the bottom of the second.
This would be big for Patterson and the Express if they can minimize the damage here, keep it at 3 runs, very manageable, especially with such a potent offense.
Patterson delivers, and another swing and a miss from McDyer, so the strikeout ends the inning for the Sox. Not before they put one more run on the board. The score is 3-0 as we head to the third inning. We return on the Valley Baseball League Network.
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. A once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000.
This is a testament to why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
If you're buying, you gotta see Ryan at Stephen Toyota, where every new Toyota car, truck, van, and SUV is smile priced now to save you more. And every certified used Toyota on the lot is also smile priced at Stephen Toyota, where you get more for your trade, more credit options to help you get approved, and exceptional service after the sale, too. If you're buying, you gotta see Ryan at Stephen Toyota.
Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman back here on the Valley Baseball League Network. The third inning of action here in Game 2 of the 2019 VBL Championship. On the mound once again for the Tom Sox, Card Malone. He has held the Express scoreless for the past 2 innings. And Nick, what are we looking for the Sox on defense here in the top of the third?
So far, they've been mistake-free on defense. Malone has gotten more control on the mound, so they look to do more of that and keep these Express shut out so far.
First pitch from Malone is going to be called ball. That pitch going to be fouled over the Tom Sox batting cage. So the count will even up at 1-1 as Malone looks to get his footing here after a shaky top of the first inning.
And as you like to say, that is Mike Paduano's worst nightmare as a foul ball goes into the woods and is lost.
Malone delivers that one outside. Greenfield having to hop over a little bit and get that one. So the count will go 2-1 after that ball from Malone. It's been a tale of 2 different innings here for Card Malone. A shaky top of the first, but after his mound visit with Cal Greenfield and using the rosin bag for a little bit, he had a very solid second inning, and Strasburg remains scoreless here and in a 3-run hole. That ball once again, Mike Paduano's worst nightmare, is fouled into the trees behind us at Sevo Weekly Ballpark, so the count will even up at 2-2.
I think it'll all be okay if Malone can retire the batter right here, and it'll be a worthwhile at bat.
Malone winds up and delivers, facing top of the order here, Griffin Chaney, who's made a couple of plays in center field to get some key outs for the Express. That ball is fouled off once again, so we'll do this one more time here with the count still at 2-2.
Both teams so far doing a great job of fouling off pitches with 2 strikes and staying in it and being competitive out there.
Chaney from Georgia State batting .252, 18 RBIs on the season. He hits that one directly into the glove of the shortstop, Alex Fedgy Johnson. His throw to the first baseman, Thomas Francisco, is not in time. He looked like he had to use his chest to deflect that one as it bounces off the dirt. So a leadoff single will get things going here for the Express in the top of the third inning. An error we usually don't see in that Fedgy Johnson to Francisco connection.
That's exactly what we talked about at the start of this inning. The Comtox have been error-free out there, playing very sound baseball, but a little mental slip, and all of a sudden the Express have leadoff runner aboard.
Out to bat, the number 2 hitter, Bryson Horn. Horn, the left fielder for the Express today, and he will take the first pitch of this at-bat from Malone outside for ball 1. Malone has faced this experience many times, has had to deal with base runners in the first and the second inning, so it's no different here in the third with Chaney standing over at first. As the count quickly goes 2-0 for Bryson Horn. He gets set, Malone delivers for the first strike of this at-bat. Count goes 2-1.
Express definitely looking to bounce back right here. Need to get a run or 2 on the board and start responding and cutting into that Tom Sox lead as we move throughout this game.
Horn gets set. Malone delivers. That one is going to be low for ball 3. So a 3-1 count here as Malone in danger, putting the second base runner on for the Express in the top of the third.
So the last thing the Tom Sox or Malone is looking to do right here with a 3-0 lead is give the Express a runner in scoring position without swinging the bat.
That one is going to be hit by Horn into left field. Going after it is Harwood, and he will get the first out of the inning on the board for the Sox as Chaney retreats back to first.
Very nice job by Malone right there to bounce back. Down 3-1 the count, still get the out. And again, that is huge as Malone and the Tom Sox do not want to put any more base runners on base for such a great hitter and Sonny DeSharia coming up to bat.
Malone not out of trouble yet as he faces Sonny DeSharia, number 36. DeSharia, the designated hitter for the Express today, and one of the best batters on this Express team out of Stanford. Batting .329, 11 home runs, 46 RBIs on the season. And he will take the first pitch of this at-bat from Malone for a ball.
So there's certainly some eye-popping numbers right there. 11 home runs, 46 RBIs, numbers you do not always see in Summer League at all.
DeSharia gets set. The pitch from Malone is going to be low in the dirt. Good job by Greenfield recovering that one, but the count will go 2-0. And not a guy that you want to give a chance to get on base with.
Don't want to give him a chance to get on base or give him something he likes when you're trying to fight back into the count.
That one is going to be chopped down the third base line. It bounces over the glove of McDyer. Heading towards third is Cheney. The throw from Harwood is back to Ramon Garza at second. So runners on the corners with one out for Malone to work with. And the first taste of adversity for Card Malone in today's game.
See how he bounces back right here. And he does not have an easy task at hand as he faces Tyler Johnson, such a great hitter, batting .322 on the year. 10 home runs, 30 RBI. So a guy who has done it time and time again for the Express this season.
Tyler Johnson out of Eastern Oklahoma State Junior College and looking to get his 31st RBI of the year as Cheney stands 90 feet away from the first run of this game for the Express. Pitch on the way from Malone and a swing and a miss from Tyler Johnson.
Johnson took a big cut at that. Looked like he was trying to tie this ball game with just one swing of the bat.
Johnson once again getting set as Malone winds up, delivers, and another swing and a miss there. It looked like he actually fouled that one back into the glove of Greenfield. So the count will go 0-2. Gordon Malone looking for another strikeout.
Very big for Malone right there to get ahead in the count 0-2. Now see if he can get Johnson to maybe chase something right here. Get strike 3 and out, number 2 of the inning.
Malone gets set, and a swing and a miss from Tyler Johnson. A strikeout. Couldn't have come at a better time for Card Malone. That's 2 outs on the board, and now the Express in danger of stranding 2 runners as Zach Scott comes up to bat for the Express. Scott out of Florida Southern batting .293. Another big hitter here with 5 home runs, 32 RBIs. But Malone with all the confidence in the world after that strikeout.
Malone, a big confidence guy. You know when he strikes someone out, he feels like he's invincible, and he's going to go get the next guy for another strikeout.
Malone gets set, delivers, and that one is going to be popped up. Going after it is the right fielder, Brock Edge, and he will casually walk under that one and get the third out of the inning. So Malone once again evading any danger here from the Express. 3 scoreless inning for the Express, and the score is still 3-0. We'll be back with the bottom of the third here on the Valley Baseball League Network.
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. From once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000.
This is a testament to why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
If you're buying, you gotta see Ryan at Stephen Toyota, where every new Toyota car, truck, van, and SUV is smile priced now to save you more. And every certified used Toyota on the lot is also smile priced at Stephen Toyota, where you get more for your trade, more credit options to help you get approved, and exceptional service after the sale, too. If you're buying, you gotta see Ryan at Stephen Toyota.
Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman here on the Valley Baseball League Network. The Tom Sox take their 3-0 lead after another scoreless inning for the Express into the bottom of the third. They look to extend that lead as none other than Dan Harwood takes the plate for the Sox out of the College of Worcester. And he fouls the first pitch back. Count goes 0-1.
Tom Sox look to expand on that 3-run lead again. They have been great this season when they have the early lead, holding on to it with great pitching and even better hitting.
Patterson out for his third inning of work. And a rocky start here for the pitcher out of Hood. Count evens at 1-1, and Harwood will take that ball inside for ball 2. On deck, Parker Nolan, the designated hitter, followed by Alex Fedgy Johnson. So a tough part of the lineup for Patterson to face here in the bottom of the third. And Tom Sox looking to extend their 3-0 lead as that one is fouled into the parking lot by Harwood, and the count evens at 2-2.
This is big for Patterson. Again, he cannot afford to give up any more runs. And what's been key for the Tom Sox is every inning so far they've had the leadoff guy make it a board.
Patterson delivers. This one chopped foul by Harwood. Looked like it might have bounced fair there. A little frustrated with himself as the count stays at 2-2.
Harwood saw something he thought he could take advantage of right there. Wasn't able to do so as he fouled it off. Was not thrilled with himself, as you said.
Can't say enough about Harwood and his contributions to the Sox this summer. 4 home runs, 32 RBIs. As he swings and misses there, the pitch from Patterson for strike 3. So the first out on the board in the form of a strikeout, and the second straight strikeout for the pitcher, Jordan Patterson. Struck out McDyer to end at the bottom of the second inning, and now striking out the leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the third is Parker Nolan, the designated hitter for the Sox today, steps into the box out of Davidson College. First pitch from Patterson is called ball there as Nolan steps out, waggles the bat a little bit, now gets set here in the box. Fielder gives the signal to Patterson. Patterson winds up and delivers, and a big swing and a miss there from Nolan, who swung out of his shoes for that one.
Again, we've seen Patterson fool these Tom Sox batters a couple times and make them look silly. That was another example of it.
Patterson delivers. This one hit straight towards the second baseman, Hawkins. Hawkins will toss over to Johnson at first for the second out of the inning. So a quick 2 outs here for the Express in the bottom of the third. It looks like Patterson is finally finding his comfortable spot here on the mound.
Yeah, we see both pitchers starting to get in a bit of a groove, as although Malone got touched up a little bit last inning, was still able to get out of the jam. So both pitchers, as you said, this is a game 2 of a championship series, so nerves are a factor, but they're starting to settle in on the mound out there.
First pitch on the way to Alex Fedgy Johnson is called strike. Fedgy Johnson, another Davidson Wildcat, following up Nolan. As he chops this one, bounces off the pitcher's mound into the glove of Josiah Ortiz, who once again tosses it over to Johnson at first. So 3 up, 3 down for the Sox. We will head to the top of the 4th inning when we're back here on the Valley Baseball League Network.
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. A once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000?
This is a testament to why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman here, back for the 4th inning of action of Game 2 of the VBL Championship. Tom Sox still hold a 3-0 lead after their first scoreless inning of the day. Malone out for his 4th inning of action as the leadoff hitter, number 5, Josiah Ortiz, grounds out to the third baseman, Trey McDyer, who makes the play over at first for out number 1.
It's exactly the start Malone was looking for in this inning. Kind of got off to a slow start in the top of the third, gave up a couple of base runners, was able to get out of the jam, but that will do wonders for his confidence, retiring that first Express batter.
Malone with 3 strikeouts on the day. He's pitched 32 strikes already. As Holden Fielder steps up to bat now for the Express. That ball almost hitting him on the shoulder. So the count goes 1-0 after an errant pitch from Malone.
That was a couple inches away from the Express having their first runner aboard this inning.
That ball going to be outside, straight into the glove of catcher Cal Greenfield, but the count will go 2-0. 1 out already on the board for the Sox as Malone winds up, delivers straight down the middle for strike 1 of this at-bat. So a 2-1 count here for Malone as he looks to fight back in this at-bat. Malone gets set, delivers straight into the glove of Greenfield, but that one is going to be low. A little bit of a 50-50 ball there from the ump, and And the count will go 3-1 here in favor of the batter fielder. That ball in the strike zone there without a doubt for strike 2. So a full count here, 3-2, and a payoff pitch on the way from Malone with a chance to put 2 quick outs on the board here for the Sox.
This would be huge for Malone and the Tom Sox. Get 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Malone gets set. That one is chopped by fielder over the pitcher's mound, and no one there to get it as it rolls into center field. So a single there by Holden Fielder, the number 7 hitter, to get things going here in the top of the 4th inning for the Express. Hunter Blaylock now up to bat.
The Express cannot afford to leave any more base runners on here as they trail by 3 runs in the 4th inning. Got to start getting some runs on the board.
Express 3 scoreless innings already, looking to fight back from this early 3-0 deficit. Malone delivers, and that one is going to be hit just over into right field, and making the grab running over from second is Ramon Garza. Garza from Cornell, one of the many Ivy League guys the Tom Sox have had in the history of this franchise, and Ivy Leaguers have served the Tom Sox well, especially this season with the new crop from Johns Hopkins.
They have. Johns Hopkins' connection has been there. James Ingram, as you said, who just left Charlottesville, but a couple other Blue Jays on the roster this season.
The number 9 hitter, Brett Hawkins, up to bat. The first pitch from Malone is outside for ball number 1. 2 outs now with Malone to work with as he looks for the 4th scoreless inning of work here on the mound. Already some action in the Tom Sox bullpen as your favorite thing in all of baseball, the paired pitching method, is about to go into work here as Sam Crawford gets some work in the Tom Sox bullpen.
Crawford, you know me too well. I do love the paired pitching method. I'll get into that in a second.
That pitch is going to be low for ball 2 of this at-bat. Count is 2-1, 2 outs, runner on first. Malone with a better situation to work with than what he was dealing with runner on the corners in the top of that 3rd inning. Malone winds up, delivers. This one is going to be chopped past the glove of Fedgy Johnson. It bounced off of him, but he will not be able to make a play in time. So now runners on first and second. But 2 outs for Malone to work with. Fedgy Johnson just unable to contain that one as it bounced pretty hard towards him.
It was a tough play for Fedgy Johnson. I'm not sure even if he corrals that ball right there, he's able to get the Express runner out at second or first. But anyway, Malone will have to bounce back here with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Express still looking to get their first run of the night.
The Express now head to the top of their order. Griffin Chaney, the center fielder, up to bat. And he will look to get things going. A runner in scoring position for the Express as well as a runner on first. But 2 outs for the Sox to work with as this one is hit in the gap between left and center. So the Express looks like they will get on the board for the first time as number 15, Holden Fielder, rounds third and scores. The score is now 3-1. The Express get on the board now here in the top of the 4th.
That's big for Strasburg. They had to get on the board at some point and cut into this Tom Sox lead before we got too late in the game and Tom Sox went to their relievers. But Malone's still not out of the trouble yet as we have a mound visit.
So the lead is now just 2 for the Sox after that single from the leadoff hitter Griffin Chaney. Coach Corey Hunt will head to the mound, and it looks like Sam Crawford will come out of the bullpen to pitch for the Sox here and take things over after the Express draw blood here in the top of the 4th. We'll be back here on the Valley Baseball League Network as Sam Crawford starts his stint on the mound and Malone heads to the dugout. His day is now over. We'll be back after these messages. Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman back here on the Valley Baseball League Network for the bottom of the 4th here at CFO Weekly Ballpark. The Tom Sox let their lead slip to just 2 runs after an RBI single in the top of the 4th inning and now look to get that back. And no better person to lead it off with than Ramon Garza.
Guy's been there from the start for the Tom Sox. Loves being here. Embodies everything that is great about the Tom Sox.
Garza 1 home run, 18 RBIs on the season. And like the guys above him, McDyer and Harwood, a guy that has been around for the entirety of this 2019 campaign. 2 quick pitches from Patterson to start this inning, and 2 strikes. So the count is 0-2, Garza falling behind early. He gets set, Patterson delivers, And a ball in the dirt. Garza will be thrown out at first by the catcher Holden Fielder. And a quick out on the board here for the Express. Up to bat now, number 44, the Florida Gator, and like you said earlier, intern favorite, Brock Edge. Edge has already been on base in today's game.
I think every time Edge comes to the plate, I'm just going to add another fun fact about him. He is the best ping pong player on the Tom Sox roster.
That pitch from Patterson is going to be low for ball one. I actually got to interview Brock at his host family's house, and he and Devin Hemingway, the Florida Gator who was with the Tom Sox earlier this season, played a little ping pong, but he is dominant. He also taught Devin Hemingway how to play basketball this summer. So a multi-sport athlete for sure, as Edge swings and misses, falling on his knee on that one. Count goes 1-1.
Guy who's team first on and off the diamond.
Still hasn't been the first base coach yet, though. We're still waiting on that. Another swing and a miss there. Big hack by Brock Edge. Count goes 1-2. So far, only two guys have fulfilled the position of first base coach, Carter Malone and Kirby McMullen. Very respected group there.
Elite company right there.
That pitch is going to be low to even up the count at 2-2.
I believe you said on a previous broadcast it's the only way to earn your stripes as a Tom Sox.
It's really the only way. I don't think I'll ever forget Carter Malone there with his stopwatch over at first base. That pitch outside for ball three, so a full count now, 3-2 for Patterson, and a big pitch on the way as he looks to put the second out on the board here for the Express.
Carden said he had no clue what he was doing with the stopwatch other than he'd randomly start it and stop it when he pleased.
Patterson delivers, and he will walk Brock Edge. So Brock Edge will take his place over at first. And now up to bat here for the Sox. The catcher, Cal Greenfield, another Florida Gator here. Brock Edge getting things going here in the bottom of the fourth as the Tom Sox look to get their lead back to what it was. It stands at just 2 runs, and in the Valley League, a 2-run lead is not good for much, especially at only the 4th inning of play. That pitch is going to be hit by Greenfield. It's going to be picked up by Hawkins, the second baseman, and they will turn a double play. Hawkins flips it over to Ortiz at second, who delivers to first base. So a quick 3 outs there for the Express. They continue to hold the Tom Sox scoreless. The count is 3-1 as we head to the 5th inning of play on the Valley Baseball League Network.
If you're buying, you gotta see Ryan at Stephen Toyota, where every new Toyota car, truck, van, and SUV is smile priced now to save you more. And every certified used Toyota on the lot is also smile priced at Stephen Toyota, where you get more for your trade, more credit options to help you get approved, and exceptional service after the sale, too. If you're buying, you gotta see Ryan at Stephen Toyota.
Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman back here for the 5th inning of action. Sam Crawford out here for another inning of action for the Sox after holding the Express scoreless during his short stint on the mound in the top of the 4th inning. However, the Express able to cut the Tom Sox lead to just 2 runs, so it is 3-1 here, and the Express looking to fight their way back into this ball game.
Sam Crawford came in, got the job done for the Tom Sox right there. Real sticky situation, something that relievers always come into but may not always be used to. Did not shy away from the moment. 2-run ball game here in Game 2 of the championship. Championship on the line. Sam Crawford did not bat an eye out there.
And Sam Crawford with no easy test here in the top of the 5th as he faces Sonny DeSharia, the number 3 hitter, and a guy that every Tom Sox pitcher fears on this Express batting lineup.
It's the first time, though, he has come to the plate tonight without a base runner on, so it's got to be a lot nicer for Sam Crawford out there than it was Carter Malone.
First pitch of the at-bat is a strike. The second pitch already on the way from Crawford for strike 2. So a quick 0-2 hole for DeSharia. And Crawford moving rather quickly on the mound.
Moving quickly and fearlessly out there, not afraid to attack such a great hitter in Desharia.
That one is going to be dribbled down the third baseline, picked up by McDyer, and the throw to Francisco is able to bounce to his glove perfectly for the first out of the inning for the Sox. Couldn't have drawn that one up any better.
Could not have. You also took advantage of a little bit of a slower base runner out there in Desharia. McDyer took his time, made the play. Tom Sox get their first out, and Sam Crawford is rolling out there.
Tyler Johnson, the number 4 hitter, up to bat now for the Express. Comes in today's game batting .322, 10 home runs, 30 RBIs. So back-to-back tough hitters for Crawford to face, but doesn't seem to phase him as first pitch is called strike.
He's not phased whatsoever, not afraid to attack these batters. He doesn't care about the moment. He's just going to go out there and do his thing.
Crawford comes in today's game with a 4.0 ERA, 9 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, and a nasty strike there as the count goes 0-2, and catches Tyler Johnson swinging. I mean, talk about some momentum on the mound there for Sam Crawford, a quick 2 outs.
Some momentum. How about some confidence? You could see the way he strutted off the mound after that at bat, that he knows he's throwing his best stuff, and when he throws his best stuff, the Express batters are going to struggle to deal with it.
He's got his swagger back after that solid clutch performance in Stanton in Game 2. Up to bat now for the Express is Josiah Ortiz, and another swing and a miss by a Strasburg batter. Sam Crawford is on right now. Crawford gets the signal he wants from Cal Greenfield. Delivers another swing and a miss there. Count goes 0-2.
If he can strike out this batter right here, that'll be one of the most impressive innings we have seen from a Tom Sox pitcher all season long, in my opinion.
Might bring the house. I'm glad we have the crowd mic on for this, because this might bring the house down here. 0-2 is the count. 2 outs. Pitch on the way from Crawford. That one is going to be high. Looked like he was trying to get Ortiz to swing at that one. So the count will go 1-2. Greenfield doing a good job of hopping up and nabbing that ball.
If he does strike him out, I'm expecting a grade A call from you, Crawford.
Crawford delivers, and that one is going to be fouled over the Tom Sox batting cage. We got the same name basically, so.
Oh,
I got to give him some props.
Talking to Crawford about Sam Crawford is throwing me off. I got to think twice before I open my mouth every time.
First couple weeks of the season were very confusing. As Crawford winds up, that one high as well. The count goes 2-2. Looks like he's just trying to get Ortiz to swing out of his shoes.
Trying to chase something. Although when you're on, you should just go with your best stuff and make a miss.
Pitch on the way there from Crawford is going to go low. So a full count here, 3-2 with 2 outs. So a big payoff pitch on the way for the Georgia Tech product as he winds up, delivers. And that one is going to be fouled into the mask of Cal Greenfield. He's a little shaken up, stands up. And this is something the Tom Sox can't really risk here with not many catchers on the depth chart.
Cannot afford to lose Cal Greenfield due to injury. As you say, not many catchers on the depth chart. How about only one, and his name is Cal Greenfield. So not really sure what the Tom Sox would do, but it seems he's all right, and we're all good and ready to get back at it here.
Corey Hunt heads over to home plate to check on Greenfield. He waves him off, gives him the thumbs up, and says he's all right. Of course, catchers have to be tough as nails when you're in that position.
And then Cal is also just tough all-around baseball player, so
he is.
It's going to take a little more than that to knock him out.
So Greenfield a little shaken up, but he squats back in his position. He's ready for this payoff pitch from Crawford as he winds up, delivers, and that one fouled once again over the right side of bleachers here at SIVA Weekly Ballpark.
It's a big at-bat for Sam Crawford right here. Last thing you want to do is lose a guy after being ahead 0-2 in the count with 2 outs and put a base runner on board with a 2-run lead.
That one inside for strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts for Sam Crawford to get the Tom Sox out of this inning. He's heating up, and the Tom Sox look to heat up on the other end of things as well. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th inning on the Valley Baseball League Network.
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. A once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000.
This is a testament to why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
We're back on the Valley Baseball League Network. Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman here after a heck of a top of fifth inning from the Tom Sox defense, and especially the new pitcher on the mound, Sam Crawford. Giacomazzi up to bat for the Sox. He will lead things off as Patterson once again facing the top of this Tom Sox order. First pitch is a strike, and the second pitch catches Giacomazzi for a swing and a miss, strike 2.
As you said, heck of an inning for Sam Crawford, a guy who looks very confident out there in his stuff, something the Tom Sox will need as they look to hold on to this lead throughout the middle part of this game.
And a quick 3 strikes pitch there by Patterson to strike out the leadoff hitter, Paul Giacomazzi. So 1 out already on the board for the Sox, and Giacomazzi struggling a little bit at home plate today.
He is struggling to see the ball a little bit. Game is still early, so he'll have a couple more chances out there, but so far it has not been his night at the plate.
Up to bat, Mr. Reliable for the Tom Sox, number 2 hitter Thomas Francisco out of ECU, and on cue hits that one, but it will be recovered by the shortstop, Josiah Ortiz, and thrown over to first. Looked like he was going to get a little bit of an advantage there as it skipped over the pitcher's mound.
I'm not sure if this was great planning by the Express defense, but the shortstop was shaded over a bit to second base, so a ball that typically would go up the middle for a base hit and a single is recovered by the shortstop, thrown to first base, and Thomas Francisco is retired.
So a quick 2 outs for the Tom Sox, and the Tom Sox in danger of what we've seen for basically this whole season, just inconsistent batting and not being able to consistently put runs on the board. 2 scoreless innings for the Sox coming into the bottom of this 5th inning, and the first pitch to McDyer is called strike.
The team has relied upon big innings throughout this season and not a consistent offensive performance, but I don't think 3 runs is enough to beat this Strasburg Express team.
McDyer also having a tough day along with Giacomazzi. He's 0 for 2 coming into this at-bat, and the count evens out for him at 1-1. Jordan Patterson out for another inning of work. He gets set and delivers to the product from Liberty University. This one hit to the shortstop, Josiah Ortiz, who drops it. The throw to first is in time, though, for an out. So good recovery by Ortiz there. Once again, 3 up, 3 down. The Tom Sox losing some steam at the plate. We'll be back with the top of the 6th inning to see if they can hold it on defense. We are back for the 6th inning of play here on the Valley Baseball League Network. Game 2 of the VBL Championship. And the Charlottesville Express making this thing interesting, cutting the Tom Sox lead to just 2 runs and forcing 3 straight scoreless innings after a hot start by the Sox. We head to the top of the 6th inning here. Leading things off for the Express is the number 6 hitter, Josiah Ortiz, who got the inning-ending out at shortstop. He belts that one deep into right field. It will hit against the wall. Going after it is Brock Edge. He will make the throw over to second. Is it in time? The throw is in time for the out. He threw it to Garza. Garza gets the out, tossing it to Fedgie Johnson, who covered at shortstop, and Edge showing off his cannon here in right field.
He really does it all for the Tom Sox. Great fielder, great batter, great teammate, great friend of the interns, too.
Just when the Express were looking to get hot and start off with a double to get things going in the top of the 6th, Brock Edge tells him not so fast and makes the out there at second. So now up to bat for the Express is number 7 hitter Holden Fielder. Fielder will hit this one straight to the second baseman Garza, who will toss it over to Francisco for a routine out there, and 2 quick outs on the board. Still can't get over that throw from Brock Edge.
He really does it all for the Tom Sox. I'm sure once he goes back in the dugout, Sam Crawford will be giving him a big high five, maybe even a hug, because that is a pitcher's best friend right there. Great play by your outfielder.
After that out, Crawford has officially pitched 2 innings in today's game. He's thrown 17 strikes and only 3 balls so far.
He's been very efficient and very effective so far tonight.
The first pitch to the number 8 hitter Hunter Blaylock is called ball. It's a little 50-50 ball there, and Crawford looking to get back on his strikeout streak that ended things quickly for the Express in the top of the 5th inning. Crawford throws that one for another ball, so the count is 2-0. With 2 outs, no runners on. Blaylock out of Mississippi State, one of the many SEC players, as we said, in the Valley League this season, batting .281 with 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. Crawford gets set, delivers. That one bouncing low and in the dirt. Good job by Greenfield recovering that, but the count will quickly go 3-0.
Thinking we potentially hit him with a little bit of a commentator's curse right there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, behind 3-0 in the count, struggling with control here. See if he can get out of the inning, though.
Crawford on cue there, throws a strike to make the count 3-1. He looks to fight back here.
Last thing you want to do is give the opposing team a runner on base with 2 outs in an inning. Give up a little 2-out rally. Got to get out of this inning if you're Sam Crawford.
That one is hit to the third baseman, McDyer. McDyer, the throw over to Francisco. Is it in time? Yes, for the 3rd out of the inning. So Crawford, another solid performance on the mound. Brock Edge, solid defensive play as well. The Tom Sox look to add on to their lead after some defensive momentum when we head to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Hey, baseball fans. Graham Knight here with the Valley Baseball League, and I want to take a second to introduce you to a close personal friend of mine, Grace Burrows. She's a New York Times best-selling author, but she's also a close personal friend of yours, even though you may not know it. In fact, without Grace's help, we would not have been able to bring you the playoffs and championships last year. Thanks to her, we were able to cover every single game. And thanks to her, this year we had all the gear we need to support 11 different sites throughout the Shenandoah Valley. Take a second and look at her latest book, When a Duchess Says I Do. Grace Burrows, she believes in love and baseball. If you can't find romance on the baseball diamond, take a look at graceburrows.com/bookshelf.
We are back here for the bottom of the 6th inning on the Valley Baseball League Network. Game 2 of the VBL Championship. Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman here, and the Tom Sox looking to regain their footing on offense as Dan Harwood will lead things off for Charlottesville. Patterson on the mound once again. That one is belted into the gap between center and right field by Harwood. Harwood gets on his horse and is running towards second. And a leadoff double to get things going for the Sox here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
This is an ideal start for the Tom Sox, a stand-up double by Dan Harwood. Get things going. As we said earlier, the Tom Sox cannot afford to rely on those 3 runs from the first 2 innings. Got to add some insurance runs here in the latter half of the game. So the exact start the Tom Sox were looking for in the bottom of the 6th.
Up to bat now for the Sox is Parker Nolan, the Davidson product. Nolan, the designated hitter in today's game, and a runner in scoring position with no outs. Patterson once again facing some adversity.
He's done well handling it after the first 2 innings. He needs to do more of that in the bottom of the 6th here if he wants to give his team a chance to win, come back and win this ball game and force a game 3.
Patterson delivers as Nolan shows bunt. That one fouled back into the fence behind home plate. And the count goes 0-1. Harwood taking a little bit of a lead over at second. Patterson not checking him there. Instead getting the signal from the catcher fielder. He delivers, and that one fouled right back over the press box, and the count quickly goes 0-2, and Nolan falling a little bit of a hole here.
For Patterson, this is exactly what you needed to do after giving up a leadoff double. Got to get ahead of the count and retire this Tom Sox batter before they can extend their lead.
Nolan gets set as Patterson eyes Harwood over at second. That one's going to be low, so the count now 1-2. The throw from fielder back to the pitcher. Patterson bounced off his glove, and Harwood jokingly looked like he was going to take off towards third.
See if that disrupts a little bit of a rhythm that Patterson seems to have gotten into this at bat.
Nolan now gets set in the box as Patterson ready on the mound. Gets the signal he likes from fielder. Gets set, eyes Harwood over at second. Looks like Harwood actually got beat there by the shortstop Ortiz, who was planning on trying to get him out, but able to slide just in time and avoid the tag.
Great pickoff move right there by Patterson, and even better move by the Express shortstop to creep into second base behind Harwood without him noticing, but still Harwood able to get back in time.
Patterson delivers for strike 3 to Parker Nolan. Puts one out on the board now for the Express to work with. And Harwood still awaiting his chance over at second base. Up to bat now for the Sox is Alex Fedgy Johnson. another Davidson product, and looks to bring Dan Harwood home for what would be his 8th RBI of the season.
There is some action in the Strasburg bullpen. Greg Duncan of UVA Wise is up and working for the Express.
Patterson once again eyeing Harwood over at second. He'll back off on it as Fedgy Johnson steps back into the box. Ramon Garza on deck. Pitch from Patterson on the way for strike one. Down the middle, and Fedgy Johnson not even making an attempt to swing at that one.
Couple of nice curveballs by Patterson right there, fooling the Tom Sox batters. That's how he got a strikeout in the at-bat before. Fools Fedgy Johnson again, and he's ahead in the count 0-1 now.
Fedgy Johnson gets set and fouls this one directly over the fence, so the count will quickly go 0-2. And Patterson with a chance to put 2 quick outs on the board now after that double to lead things off by Dan Harwood.
Patterson doing a nice job bouncing back. Did it with the last batter, and again is ahead 0-2 here in the count.
Fedgy Johnson struggling in today's game, 0 for 2. And a guy that just hasn't been able to get anything going against Jordan Patterson. Patterson delivers that one outside. A good frame job there by Fielder.
It's a good frame job by Fielder right there, but an even better job by Fedgy Johnson to lay off right there and not chase something down 0-2 in the count.
So the count is 1-2, 1 out. Fedgy Johnson getting set here. Garza warming up. Harwood with a bit of a lead over at second. He delivers, and that one is going to be hit into center field. Going after it is the center fielder Cheney, and Harwood will stay at second. So 2 outs already on the board for Strasburg. Patterson comfortable as ever now on the mound, and Ramon Garza on the board looking to bring Harwood home and notch what would be his 28th RBI of the season.
Talked about it a couple of times on the broadcast so far. The Tom Sox have struggled leaving runners on base this season. Cannot afford to do so after getting a runner on second base with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Only lead by 2 runs in a game 2 of a championship series. Gotta bring home Harwood right here if you're Garza.
Garza gets set and awaits the first pitch of the at-bat from Patterson, which is curveball in for a strike. Garza not even making an attempt at that one.
That curveball is giving these Tom Sox batters fits. They think it is going to be a ball. It comes into the strike zone last second for a strike.
Patterson once again getting set, gets the signal from Fielder. A swing and a miss there from Garza as he stumbles out of the batter box and walks across home plate. So the count goes 0-2 with 2 outs. And Patterson, it just seems like giving the Tom Sox something they can't handle.
3rd straight at bat where he's gotten ahead quickly in the count 0-2. See if he retires his 3rd straight Tom Sox batter, though, and he does.
Swing and a miss from Ramon Garza for a strikeout to end the inning. So once again, the Tom Sox are scoreless, make that 4 straight innings. Tom Sox once again look to hold their lead. We go to the 7th inning of play here in Charlottesville. Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman back here on the Valley Baseball League Network. The Tom Sox held scoreless for the 4th straight inning and now only hold a 2-run lead as we head to the 7th inning of action at Seaville Weekly Ballpark. Sam Crawford on the mound for another inning of play here, and he's had a heck of a performance so far in today's game and continuing his clutch performance in the playoffs.
He's been absolutely dealing tonight, something he's been doing all postseason for the Tom Sox. He's been locked in and loaded. The moment has not gotten to him one bit. He has not surrendered many express base runners at all so far tonight. Looking to do more of it, and as the Tom Sox struggle at the plate, they need to rely on great pitching, which they have received so far tonight.
Crawford will face the very bottom of this Express lineup, the 9th hitter, Brett Hawkins, the 2nd baseman. First pitch on the way is going to be high for ball 1. Sam Crawford has pitched 2.1 innings so far in today's game. 19 strikes, only 7 balls. Crawford also with 2 strikeouts. Malone with 2 strikeouts earlier today as that one is fouled straight into the parking lot by Hawkins, and the count will go 1-2.
It's big for Crawford to get ahead in the count 1-2 here. Try to get that leadoff man out.
Crawford delivers, and that one is going to be belted into center field by Hawkins. Straight into the glove of Giacomazzi, who will casually toss that one back into the infield. So 1 out already on the board for the Sox as the Express head to the top of their order. Griffin Chaney, number 1 hitter and the center fielder, who has made a big impact so far in today's game, is now at the plate.
It's exactly the start Crawford was looking for, as well as the Tom Sox here. Got to retire that leadoff batter.
That ball is going to be low, recovered nicely by Greenfield, but will be called ball 1. So the count goes 1-0 here for Chaney in the top of the 7th inning. Chaney gets set. Crawford winds up, delivers for strike 1.
It's a really nice pitch from Crawford right there. Down 1-0 in the count. Battle back with a nice pitch. All of a sudden, even at 1-1.
So one's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out for Crawford to work with here as he winds up and delivers for Chaney. And that one is going to be fouled straight up. Getting under it is the second baseman, Ramon Garza, who lost it for a second but falls over and makes the catch somehow. Props himself up with his hand and makes the catch there. He covered a lot of distance to make that catch.
He did, and he made that catch a little harder than it needed to be, but at the end of the day, it's still out, so I'm sure Coach Hunt, Sam Crawford, and the rest of the Tom Sox are pleased with it, and we move on from there.
Veggie Johnson was right under it for a second, but was waved off by Garza, who puts the second out on the board for the Sox. And Sam Crawford with a nice situation to work with here as he faces the number 2 hitter, Bryson Horn. Crawford delivers quickly there for strike 1. Put some heat on that one, too.
He did. He's pitching with a little bit extra tonight. I think he knows what's on the line.
Crawford winds up, delivers. That one just low for ball 1. So the count evens out at 1-1. No action yet in the Tom Sox bullpen. But still some action going in the Strasburg bullpen as third pitch of the at-bat is fouled back into the fence by Horn for the second strike.
Sam Crawford trying to do everything he can right here to pitch another scoreless inning and give the Tom Sox a chance to grow that lead in the bottom half, something they desperately need to do here in a 2-run ball game.
Crawford delivers and looked like he was trying to get Horn to swing out of his shoes for that one, so the count will even up at 2-2 as that one falls outside. Crawford winds up, delivers. This one fouled once again over the left set of bleachers into the parking lot. So we'll run this once again. Count 2-2. 2 outs. Crawford with a big pitch on the way here against number 2 hitter Horn. Crawford delivers, and that one almost hit him. Looked like he had to put up his bat in self-defense there. That ball hit right above his hands on the bat.
Big break for Sam Crawford and the Tom Sox right there. Almost got a free pass to first base, but instead has to come back into the batter's box with 2 strikes.
2-2 the count once again. As Crawford gets ready on the mound, gets the signal from Greenfield. Winds up, delivers. This one fouled once again, so Horn doing a good job of staying alive in this at-bat as Madison Furman rushes out to get yet another foul ball behind home plate.
Definitely got to give Horn credit right here. Great piece of hitting to keep fighting back against Sam Crawford, trying to see if he can get something he can work with here later in the at-bat.
Crawford delivers. That one fouled once again. Looked like it actually hit off his foot. Horn 0 for 3 coming into this at-bat, but staying alive nicely here and forcing Crawford to give him everything he's got. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch on the way from Crawford. That one is going to be hit nicely into the gap between left and center field. Picked up by the left fielder Dan Harwood and tossed back into the infield. So a single to get things going here in the top of the 7th. Some 2-out production here from the Express. And now up to bat, the guy that has been trouble for the Sox all day, Sonny DeSharia, the number 3 hitter.
So the last thing the Tom Sox wanted to do was surrender a base runner with 2 outs and Sonny DeSharia coming up to the plate, who has the chance to tie this ball game up at 3 with just 1 swing of the bat.
2 outs is the first pitch on the way from Sam Crawford. A big swing and a miss there from DeSharia as the count goes 0-1. Crawford gets set. Eyes Horn over at first and delivers. That one a little high. That one almost fell out of the glove of Cal Greenfield as he stood up to make that catch. Count evens out at 1-1.
Looks like Crawford's putting a little more velocity on these pitches. He knows what's at stake right here. Needs to get out of the inning without giving up any runs.
Crawford gets set, delivers. That one, strike 2. Perfect placement there. Good frame job there by Cal Greenfield as well. So Crawford with a chance now to get the Tom Sox out of this inning, facing one of the toughest batters on this Express lineup. Crawford gets set, the windup, delivers. That one is hit in between short and third. Once again picked up by Harwood, who will toss it back. And now runners on first and second. Desharia continuing to keep the Express alive.
You see why he's batting .329 on the season with 152 at-bats. He's just a great hitter.
Up to bat, an equally as good batter, the number 4 hitter, Tyler Johnson. Johnson comes in today's game batting .322, 10 home runs, 30 RBIs. Johnson 0 for 2 in today's game, so he's been stifled by the Tom Sox pitching staff, but still a good batter nonetheless, and a guy you don't want to let get on base.
You also don't want to face him with runners in scoring position in a tight ball game.
Crawford delivers. That pitch on the way for strike 1. Runners on first and second, but 2 outs to work with here in the top of the 7th inning, game 2 of the 2019 VBL Championship. Crawford gets set, winds up, and delivers, and that one is fouled once again into the parking lot. A couple of anxious fans looking over their shoulder to make sure their vehicles are okay, but the count goes 0-2.
Sam Crawford again ahead in the count here, up 0-2. 2 strikes, has to retire this Express batter and not give another base runner.
Crowd getting into this one here. They know how big this strike would be here for Sam Crawford. Georgia Tech product delivers, and a swing and a miss there from Tyler Johnson. Tom Sox with forcing another scoreless inning from the Strasburg Express. It's time to stretch here in Charlottesville. Tom Sox look to extend their 3-1 lead when we get back. Duncan winds up and delivers. His first pitch of the day is called strike on Brock Edge. Duncan already getting set. He delivers a second strike to Edge. That pitch looked to be a little low there, but umpire calls it strike 2, so quick 0-2 hole for Edge as he looks to add some insurance here for the Sox.
Fast start for Duncan right here.
And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a mound conference as Duncan trots towards home plate.
Duncan and Fielder realize at this point in the game, trailing by 2 runs, you can't afford to give up any base runners and any more insurance runs for the Tom Sox. Already struggling at the plate themselves. Can't give any more runs up.
And facing a solid batter in Brock Edge, comes into today's game with 2 home runs the last 2 games, 1 for 1 in today's game. That ball is going to be low for ball 1, so the count goes 1-2.
Nice patience by Edge there to lay off with the count 0-2.
Duncan winds up, delivers. That ball low as well. Good eye by Edge there as the count evens at 2-2.
Must get that eye from playing ping pong all those hours with you, Crawford.
Pitch on the way there from Duncan. That one also called ball, so now a full count here after Duncan went ahead 0-2.
Great piece of hitting to battle back, work a full count.
Duncan delivers. That one fouled into the parking lot by Brock Edge as he stays alive here. So we'll do it again. Payoff pitch on the way here for Greg Duncan as he looks to get his first strikeout in the first batter he's faced in today's game. And he will, look to be a 50-50 ball there. Brock Edge took off towards first. Looked like he thought that was ball 4, but it's going to be a strikeout to get things going for the Express here in the bottom of the 7th, to the dismay of the Charlottesville faithful right in front of us.
I won't comment on the pitch location, but I will say this. Brock Edge responded with some emotion negatively towards the umpire, something I have not seen from him once this summer, so I think that says a little bit something about where that pitch was.
Duncan facing the bottom of this Tom Sox lineup to get things going here in the bottom of the 7th. He will face the number 9 hitter, Cal Greenfield, out of the University of Florida. Greenfield, the catcher today, has done a heck of a job behind the plate, and he will take the first pitch from Duncan Lowe for ball 1. But emotion is, once, like you said, not something we've seen from Brock Edge a lot this year. A pretty level-headed guy, but obviously frustrated with that call there, as that ball bounced in the dirt, actually off the chest pads of fielder for ball 2.
I think Edge realized how important it would have been for the Tom Sox to get the leadoff runner aboard here in the bottom of the 7th, trying to expand that lead here late in the game. Give the pitching staff a little bit of help here in the final innings.
And it looks like we're starting to see some action in the Tom Sox bullpen. Sam Crawford will probably be relieved within the next couple of innings. No word on who that is yet. It's tough to make out in the stadium lights. We will have that for you as soon as we can, as the count goes 3-0 here for Cal Greenfield. Duncan falling behind big time here. He delivers and pitches the first strike of this at-bat, so the count is 3-1. Greenfield hits that one in the gap between left and center. A guy that normally struggles at the plate but gets a single there to get things going here for the Sox in the bottom of the 7th. And right when you need him, Cal Greenfield's there.
It's exactly what the Tom Sox needed, a little bit of production from their 9-hitter right there, get a base runner aboard and see if they can do any damage here now with the top of the order coming to the plate. Again, looking to get some insurance runs here for their pitching staff in innings 8 and 9.
Perfect timing there by Cal Greenfield. He gets on base just as we head to the top of the order. Paul Giacomazzi, the Rhodes College product, heads to the plate. Unable to get anything going against the first pitcher in today's game, Jordan Patterson, but looking to set things different here against Greg Duncan, the reliever. First pitch from Duncan is called strikes. The count goes 0-1 as Giacomazzi gets set back in the box. On deck for the Sox is number 2, Thomas Francisco. So the heart of this Tom Sox lineup on the way. As 2 quick strikes to Paul Giacomazzi. He falls behind 0-2.
This would be very big if Giacomazzi could find a way to get Cal Greenfield into scoring position with Thomas Francisco coming up to bat next.
Duncan gets set and strikes out Giacomazzi. If I've counted correctly, that is the second time this game that he's struck out Giacomazzi, or that Giacomazzi's been struck out, period. Now been struck out by both express batters. And now 2 outs on the board for the Tom Sox to work with, and in danger of stranding Cal Greenfield over at first.
Again, the Tom Sox, we've mentioned it time and time again on this broadcast, on broadcasts throughout the season. They have struggled with leaving runners on base, and they cannot afford to do so in such a close ball game.
Sox coming off of 4 straight scoreless innings after putting 2 runs on the board in the first and 1 run on the board in the second, as that pitch falls out of the glove at fielder, and the count goes 1-0 for Tommy Francisco.
Both teams really struggling with leaving runners on base. They've combined for 16 hits. There's an error, there's been some walks, yet only 4 total runs in the game, so neither team doing a great job bringing home any guys.
Francisco, a swing and a miss there as the count evens at 1-1, and Francisco is not the type of guy you normally see swinging and missing pitches that badly.
Yeah, he has not been fooled by VBL pitchers much at all this summer. Definitely a rare sight to see.
Francisco gets set. Duncan's pitch is on the way. That is going to be low, but finds the strike zone for strike 2. So the count goes 1-2. And another Tom Sox batter finding himself in a hole.
Duncan doing a great job, as you said, getting ahead, forcing these Tom Sox batters to fight back. Something they've tried to do but have been struggling so far.
Greenfield will take off towards second base, and that one bounces off the chest pads of the catcher holding fielder. So Greenfield will advance to second base. Might have been able to make third, but he was held up there by the third base coach. Actually wasn't really paying attention to what was going on, but accomplished his goal. A runner on second base now, and 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Francisco now working with a runner in scoring position.
Either way, the Tom Sox get their runner in scoring position with the guy they want up at the plate with the chance to add an insurance run here in the bottom of the 7th.
Duncan gets set. The windup delivers. That one is going to be chopped foul as Greenfield took over quickly towards third base. So the count will stay at 2-2, and Francisco will make his way back to the batter's box.
Duncan and Francisco both realize what's at stake right here in such a close ball game where runs have been at a premium. neither team wants to give an inch right here.
Francisco gets set here, 2-2 the count, 2 outs, runner in scoring position with Greenfield on second. Duncan delivers. That one is going to be grounded in the gap between short and third. Coming home is Greenfield, and they will not make a throw to home plate. So the Tom Sox get some insurance here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The score is 4-1, and just like that, the order has been restored. A 3-1 run lead back for the Tom Sox after that single from Thomas Francisco doing what he does best.
It's exactly what we've been calling for a couple innings now. The Tom Sox needed a couple of insurance runs late in the game, and they finally get one, extend their lead to 3 runs, and now still Strasburg Express not out of the jam just quite yet. Have to go through the Tom Sox heart of the order with a runner on base here with 2 outs in the inning.
Greenfield showing off his speed there, getting home from second on the single into the outfield by Thomas Francisco. Up to bat now the number 3 hitter, Trey McDyer, who has struggled greatly in today's game. He dodges out of the way there to avoid being hit, and the count goes 1-0. McDyer looking to get something going here as he faces Greg Duncan for the first time. Duncan delivers, and that pitch inside for ball 2.
Duncan cannot afford to fall behind here and give McDyer something he can work with, or put another base runner on base here in a 4-1 ball game.
That one low, but in the strike zone for strike 1 of this at-bat. So the count goes 2-1 here for Trey McDyer. Francisco waiting over at first base on deck. Dan Harwood, depending on what Trey McDyer can do in this at-bat, with 2 outs on the board. Duncan delivers. That one fouled straight back into the fence by McDyer, and the count will even up at 2-2.
Nice resiliency by Duncan to battle back down 2-0, work it to a 2-2 count. All of a sudden try to get out of this inning with minimal damage and keep it a manageable distance from the Tom Sox.
And interesting to see what the Tom Sox plan on doing with Francisco over at first. As Duncan gets ready, delivers. And a strikeout there for Duncan to end the inning. Once again, McDyer unable to get anything going at the plate, but the Tom Sox get the insurance run they needed. It's now 4-1. We'll be back with the 8th inning here on the Valley Baseball League Network. Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman back here on the Valley Baseball League Network. It took 4 innings of waiting, but the Tom Sox finally get an insurance run and extend their lead back to 3. The score is 4-1 as we head to the top of the 8th here. Sam Crawford back on the mound and leading things off here for the Express. Number 8, Zach Scott.
Express desperately need to get a run or 2 here in the top of the 8th. Can't afford to save it all for the 9th inning.
Zach Scott 0 for 3 on today's game, but gets his first taste of being on base with that one. He hits that one straight into center field with a ground ball to lead things off for the Express. So Sam Crawford still looking to get his comfort zone here in the top of the 8th as this game starts to draw to a close.
Exactly the start the Express were looking for in the top of the 8th inning right here. Need base runners, and they need them badly.
Crawford already set here. No action in the Strasburg bullpen. Some action earlier in the Tom Sox bullpen, but nothing going right now. Runner on first as Crawford delivers to the 6th hitter, Josiah Ortiz. That one popped up, but it will fall just over the Tom Sox dugout. Cal Greenfield and Thomas Francisco giving that one chase. So the count goes 0-1 here for Ortiz. Ortiz 0 for 2 coming into this at-bat. Out of Louisiana Monroe, 272 on the season, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs. Crawford winds up, delivers that one belted over towards Brock Edge in right field. He steadies himself underneath that one and gets the first out of the inning as Zach Scott retreats back to first.
Feel the wind starting to pick up here at Seaville Weekly Ballpark. We've been told there are some storms in the area, so the Tom Sox are looking to play quickly out there.
Gotta update the score. Now up to bat here for the Sox is Holden Fielder, for the Express, it's Holden Fielder, the number 7 hitter, after the pop fly from Ortiz to Brock Edge and right. First pitch from Crawford there is a strike, and that's something we've seen plenty of during his performance tonight. He has pitched 41 strikes and only 11 balls.
Definitely been doing a great job finding the strike zone. Been very, very efficient out there tonight, and that's why he's still pitching here in the 8th inning.
Strike winds up and delivers. That one hit hard into center, giving chase is Giacomazzi. He jumps to grab that one, but it falls through his glove And it looked like Ramon Garza almost had the tag out at first as he received the throw from the outfield from Edge, threw it over to Francisco as Fielder made his way back to first base after being stopped trying to turn 2. So runners on the corners now with just 1 out for Sam Crawford to work with. Express looking to get back into this game as the number 8 hitter Hunter Blaylock comes up to bat. Greenfield looking for some signals from head coach Corey Hunt as action resumes here in the Tom Sox bullpen. Don't know who it is just yet. We'll have word on that soon, though, as Blaylock comes into the batter's box here. So Sam Crawford facing some adversity. Runners on the corners, just 1 out to his name. And a 3-run lead he's looking to protect here in the top of the 8th.
Strasburg recognizes how big of an at-bat this is, so they go to their bench to call in the pinch hitter Austin Garofalo out of Troy, batting .259 on the season. 24 RBIs, looking to get 25 right here.
Crawford delivers that one high for ball 1. Giacomazzi laying out for that last hit. That's the second time he's laid out, and it's just missed his glove. So the count is 1-0 with 1 out. Runners on the corners as this one is going to be popped. Giacomazzi giving it chase in center, and he will make the throw in. Both runners hold up. Good job there by Giacomazzi. 2 outs on the board there, and now the Tom Sox have a little bit more to work with here.
All of a sudden, Sam Crawford is just 1 out away from getting out of a jam and getting the Tom Sox in the bottom of the 8th, and just 3 outs away from a VBL title if he can get this Strasburg Express batter out.
Francisco runs over to the pitcher's mound, gives Crawford some encouragement on his way back to first base. And now the number 9 hitter for the Express, Brett Hawkins, the second baseman, up to bat here with runners on the corners and 2 outs, looking to keep Strasburg alive. That pitch in the dirt goes past Greenfield. The throw to Crawford is in time, and it looks like he made the out at the plate. What a play by big-time Sam Crawford. He is hyped up, heading back to the dugout. It is electric here at Sevo Weekly Ballpark. Crawford doing everything on defense. And the Tom Sox 3 outs away from a VBL championship. We're back with the bottom of the 8th inning here on the Valley Baseball League Network. Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman back here on the Valley Baseball League Network after an exciting top of the 8th. Cal Greenfield with the connection to Sam Crawford to get the out at home and hold the Tom Sox lead at 3 runs as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Greg Duncan on the mound for the Express once again, but a lot of defensive changes in the infield and the outfield, so we will brief you on those once we get word. But the Tom Sox looking for some more insurance here in the bottom of the 8th. Leading things off for the Tom Sox is Dan the Man Harwood from the College of Worcester.
Again, going back to the play that ended the top of the 8th, I wish that they had a video camera here in the press box so you viewers at home could have seen the reaction from us. That was one heck of a play that got everybody on their feet. Gives the Tom Sox a chance again to extend that 4-1 lead now here in the bottom of the 8th.
Might be the loudest we've heard Seafood Weekly Ballpark all season as Harwood steps into the box. Duncan delivers, and Harwood will take that one for strike 1. Definitely the loudest, though, or one of the loudest moments we've seen at Seafood Weekly Ballpark this summer.
Oh, definitely, for sure. The only other thing I can think of that got a reaction like that was the walk-off home run on Father's Day in a 17-16 victory.
Duncan delivers this one chopped over towards the second baseman, Hawkins, and tossed over to Johnson at first. So a quick out on the board for the Sox. Of course, still waiting on a couple of defensive substitutions.
We are getting reports that Matthew Dillard is in the pen for the Tom Sox and may be coming on to pitch the 9th inning.
Matthew Dillard, the Johns Hopkins product, has had some solid performances during his short stint with the Sox.
And we'd like to correct our mistake made earlier. Johns Hopkins is not in the Ivy League.
Still a very smart school, though. A lot of smart kids on this team. As first pitch is a ball for the designated hitter, Parker Nolan. That pitch in the dirt from Duncan for ball 2 to Nolan. Nolan hasn't been able to get anything going in today's game, but goes up quickly 2-0 in this count. As you hit the Davidson Wildcat part of this order with Nolan followed by Alex Fedgy Johnson. Count goes 2-1 after that strike. Pitch down the middle by Duncan. as Duncan delivers for ball 3. So Nolan quickly going ahead in this count. And now Duncan in danger of putting a runner on the base.
Not time for Duncan to lose control here in a close game in the bottom of the 8th.
That one is hit hard by Nolan to third base. Picked up by the shortstop, but it looked to be an error there, and the same type of errors that plagued Strasburg yesterday and caused them to blow that 5-run lead.
Nightmare situation for Strasburg right there. You get a weak hit ground ball to one of your best fielders who makes a mistake, and all of a sudden, Tom Sox have another base runner aboard here in the bottom of the 8th looking to add more insurance runs.
So Nolan takes his spot over at first. Now the number 6 hitter, Alex Veggie Johnson, will take the plate here for the Sox.
It is now Walker and Wale up in the pen for the Tom Sox, and Matthew Dillard has actually sat down.
We'll see what happens there as we near the 9th inning of play in the 2019 VBL Championship. That first pitch to Veggie Johnson from Duncan is in the dirt for ball 1, so the count goes 1-0 with 1 out and a runner on first in the form of Parker Nolan. Duncan getting his footing set on the pitcher's mound, gets the signal he wants from fielder. The windup, the delivery, and that is low as well for ball 2 to Veggie Johnson. Veggie Johnson gets set. On deck is Ramon Garza, the number 7 hitter. Pickoff move there by Greg Duncan. He is unable to get Parker Nolan in time as he slides back into first and gets up and dusts himself off. So 1 out. 2-0 is the count to Alex Veggie Johnson, the shortstop. He delivers. Veggie Johnson leaning back to avoid getting hit in the chest by that pitch. And the count will go 3-0 in favor of Veggie Johnson. So now Duncan in danger of putting 2 men on base. The delivery from Duncan is called strike for the first strike of this at-bat. So the count goes 3-1 as Duncan looks to battle back here. Duncan delivers as Nolan takes off towards second base, and won't matter there as ball 4 comes for Alex Veggie Johnson. So now runners on first and second with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Ramon Garza, a guy that once again has been Mr. Reliable here, started off the season at the top of the Tom Sox order, now doing his job here in the bottom of the order, adding some consistency to the lineup. He's up to bat and looking to add some more insurance here in the bottom of the 8th.
Definitely a guy with some experience coming up to bat for the Tom Sox. He has been there from the start, as you said earlier. Was once the Tom Sox everyday leadoff man. Now coming up in a big-time situation, looking to add a couple of insurance runs if he can. Runners on first and second, only 1 out.
1 out on the board and a mound visit here for Strasburg as the catcher, head coach, and Greg Duncan talk on the mound. No action here in the Strasburg bullpen, so this does not look to be a substitution here or a pitching change of any sort. But Greg Duncan facing a high-pressure situation here with the Express only having 1 more chance to erase this Tom Sox lead. So a lot of defensive changes here for the Express. Shortstop Josiah Ortiz has been moved into right field. Second baseman Brett Hawkins has been moved to shortstop, and we also have a new second baseman in the game as well. So we'll update you on that as soon as we can, as the first pitch to Ramon Garza is a strike. Duncan delivers in a big swing and a miss there from Garza as the count goes 0-2.
Duncan really fooling Garza right now. Got him to swing and miss badly on both of those pitches, ahead 0-2 in the count. Trying to get out of this jam and give his team a chance in the top of the 9th to tie the game or take the lead.
This ball is hit to the third baseman, Scott, who makes the throw over to second, but it is not in time. Actually, it is in time. It looks like the second baseman, new in the game, Garrett Evans, was jumping up and able to get his foot down in time and get Veggie Johnson out. So Ramon Garza will advance to first. Nolan stands over at third. We apologize for any confusion with the lineup as Strasburg made a bunch of changes at once. And we are still working here in the press box to make sure all those changes are accounted for. Now up to bat for the Tom Sox is Brock Edge, number 8 hitter. And he will take the first pitch from Duncan in for a strike.
Edge looking to expand that Tom Sox lead from 4-1 to 5-1 with any sort of base hit right here with that runner on third and 2 outs. So on contact, he will be headed home.
That pitch is going to fall just foul there for Brock Edge. He chopped that one over towards first base. Giving it chase was first baseman Tyler Johnson, but it bounces out of his glove. Doesn't matter as it's called foul. So a quick 0-2 hole for Brock Edge with 2 outs. Going to keep the Tom Sox alive. They are 90 feet away from their 5th run of the game, and another big insurance run as the 9th inning looms. Duncan gets set. Brock Edge in the batter's box. Duncan delivers that one way outside as Ramon Garza advances to second. Looked like they just let Ramon Garza go there. Fielder not even making an attempt to throw him out. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Unclear what happened there, if there was a miscommunication, as that one is chopped over to first base by Brock Edge, and the 3rd out is now on the board for the Sox. So we head to the top of the 9th inning here at Sevo Weekly Ballpark. The Tom Sox are 3 outs away from their 2nd VBL championship in 3 seasons. We'll be back on the Valley Baseball League Network.
So at Sheets, we really exist to make people's lives easier every day. In this moment, we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to connect with some of our lucky fans to help make their dreams come true. How are you? I'm Ryan Sheets. Here's a brand new truck for you, man. A once-in-a-lifetime dream vacation to Turks and Caicos. Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been anywhere.
A check for $25,000.
This is a testament to why everybody should be a Sheets freak.
Crawford Humphreys and Nick Grossman back here on the Valley Baseball League Network. Your Tom Sox are 3 outs away from the 2019 VBL championship title, but some inclement weather is heading towards Charlottesville here in the top of the 9th inning, so we'll see what happens there. Sam Crawford warming up on the mound. Walker Mwale still in the pen, or at least it looks to be alternating between Mwale and Matthew Dillard, so we will see what happens there as both them get warmed up in the pen, but can't say enough about Crawford and his clutch performance in tonight's game.
He has been so big for the Tom Sox. From the second he came into a stressful situation with runners on the corner earlier in the ball game, he has been lights out for the Tom Sox. Also, you can feel the excitement in the air right now at Seaville Weekly Ballpark. The fans can really feel it coming here.
Well, it doesn't get any bigger here in the Valley League. The Tom Sox not making any defensive substitutions. It's Francisco at first, Garza at second, Veggie Johnson at short, McDyer at third, Harwood at left, Giacomazzi in center, and Brock Edge in right field as the first pitch of the inning is on the way from Sam Crawford for ball 1. As that one is fouled back by the number 9 hitter, Brett Hawkins. First batter that Crawford will face here in the top of the 9th. Silence here at Seafood Weekly Ballpark. Looks to be some nervous anticipation as a swing and a miss there from Hawkins. Actually, looked like he might have tipped that one straight back into the glove of Cal Greenfield. So the count goes 1-2. Crawford winds up, delivers strike 3, and the Tom Sox are 2 outs away from a VBL championship.
Crawford, I don't know about you, but that was a great pitch by the guy that shares your last name, but your first name. I'm so excited I couldn't even think right there. That's on me.
Excitement is growing here at Seafood Weekly Ballpark as the Tom Sox are 2 outs away from a VBL championship, their second in 3 seasons. Crawford getting set here on the mound. He winds up, delivers, and that one is going to be high for ball 1. He's facing the leadoff hitter, Griffin Chaney, center fielder in today's game for the Express. This might be the biggest situation that Crawford has faced in his college baseball career. Crawford pitches that one just low for ball 2, so the count goes 2-0 to Cheney. Cheney 2 for 4 in today's game. Crawford 4.2 innings pitched so far, 47 strikes, 15 balls, 4 strikeouts as Crawford winds up and delivers, and that one is fouled straight back to even up the count at 2-2. Madison Furman resuming his duty of picking up the foul balls behind home plate.
Strasburg batters certainly taking their time right now, stepping out of the plate after every single pitch, doing everything they can to disrupt Sam Crawford's rhythm that he's in out there.
We're keeping our eyes on the radar as the storm nears closer and closer to Charlottesville. That one is hit deep by Cheney, giving chase is edge, and he will leap to make the catch to put 2 away for the Express. The Tom Sox tasting victory here on the tip of their tongue as the number 2 hitter, Bryson Horn, comes up to bat with 2 away, and Sam Crawford 1 out away from the VBL championship. You can feel the excitement here in Charlottesville.
We've seen Seville Weekly Ballpark react to great plays, but we've never seen this sort of excitement for just a normal at-bat. This place is going crazy right now.
One of the biggest crowds we have had at Seville Weekly Ballpark really since the 4th of July game. That's always packed as Crawford delivers, and that one is going to be hit hard down the left field line, going to fall foul into the parking lot as Horn falls behind 0-1. Crawford keeping his composure out there, getting set on the mound, going through his normal routine. Tom Sox dugout starting to overflow just a little bit as Crawford delivers. That one fouled once again, so an 0-2 hole as Horn gets some instruction from the Strasburg dugout to stop swinging and just wait for Crawford here. 2 strikes, 2 outs on the board.
Tom Sox Nation on their feet here at Seville Weekly Ballpark.
He delivers, and that one is fouled once again. This is the most excited we have seen Seville Weekly Ballpark. You can feel the excitement here, even from the press box, as Crawford gets set against Bryson Horn. Crawford winds up, delivers, and that ball just low for ball 1. Collective disappointment here. The Tom Sox faithful right in front of us, extremely disappointed after that. So the count goes 1-2 for Horn as Crawford gets set.
I'm not sure how you reward a batter for not swinging 0-2 at a pitch that close to the strike zone.
Crawford winds up, delivers, and a swing and a miss. Charlottesville has another team of destiny. The Tom Sox are your 2019 VBL champions. They storm the mound. Seville, this one's for you.
As you said it, Crawford, Charlottesville is the new city of champions. They have done it in their 3rd sport. First basketball, then lacrosse, now baseball. Charlottesville, what more could you ask for this spring and summer season? Your Tom Sox are the 2019 VBL championship winning team. Hugs all around the press box. There's a mini dog pile on the field. Seville Weekly Ballpark, the fans are going crazy. What a night.
And a full season of hard work and sweat and grinding for these Sox pays off in the form of a VBL championship, the 2nd in the past 3 seasons for Corey Hunt and the squad.